So on this side right here we have the 5500, and on this side here we have the 5000. The main difference I can tell you between the 5000 and the 5500 is these have short USBs and these have the long USBs. They're pre-wired. You can't, they can't be knocked off or anything like that. They have to stay at this length. This unit, they already have them where you can take them off, which is really nice, but the only thing that's a downside is they only give you one USB extension in the box, so you have to buy another one or find another one to be able to run both your USBs. But if you look on the back of the units, this is the 5500, they look identical. The only difference is on the 5000 it has this plug here, where this one has it here, but this plug right here is over here. That's like the Molex for Sony, but this unit I think is for the nav. Like they have like a nav add-on. I believe that's the plug it uses there. But other than that, the units look identical on the back side, so same pretty much features as each other. Today we're going to be going over our review and specs on the Sony Xavax5000. It's a really nice head unit. It's been out for a while, probably I'd say close to a year and a half, 2 years it's been out. So the new model is the new 5500, which is what we're going to be replacing in this car. We're going to take the 5000 out, we're going to be doing a 5500. So we'd like to do a review and the specs of what the 5000 has to offer. Basically, if you look at this head unit, it's very similar to the the Xavax1000. The main difference is the screen. If you look at the screen, it's a 7-inch versus going with like a 6.5 or 6.8, and it also has all the full menu bar down here instead of being on the side with the volume knob. I prefer this because it looks more OEM, it looks more clean, and I also like this way better than the rotary knob. Now I usually like rotary knobs, but the rotary knob on the other unit is extremely small, so I have big hands, so it's really hard for me to be able to turn this tiny little rotary knob, whereas this has the volume knob here. You also have your home screen here, which goes through all of your selectable features between Sirius XM, Bluetooth, your phone, your USB 1, and then you also have USB 2. You have your rear view camera and settings. The thing that is really the best seller for me on selling these head units is it has two USBs. It has a USB 1 and a USB 2. That is a huge feature for me to be able to sell these radios, because if a person wants to run a thumb drive like me, which down here, that's where my actual thumb drives are on the iDataLink kit, I can have my movies on one thumb drive and I can have my music on another one, and it just makes it so much easier than have to pull out thumb drives or pull out my phone on Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. So that is a great feature of this radio. It does do Android Auto, it does do Apple CarPlay, which is another great feature of this radio. It has a really good built-in amplifier, like 55 watts times 4. It does sound absolutely amazing. Every car I've put this in sounds awesome compared to the stock radio. So the power of this thing, I think they kind of don't give it much justice on the 50 to 55 watts, because it does seem like a lot more. Now the 7000 has the high-powered head unit, but honestly, I can't tell much of a main difference between this and the 7000, so it's not a big seller for me to go to the 7000. I just don't sell a lot of them. So the big main feature of why we're switching this to the 5500 over the 5000 is because we will be able to access YouTube and some other features, changing the background. Those are the two main reasons why we're going to change this, because this is our demo car and we want to show this to customers. So with the 5500, I'll be able to access YouTube, Waze, things like that. I will also be able to change the background on this, which will be really cool. So those are the main features of why I'm going to step up to the 5500 in our demo vehicle, just because of those features. This head unit is absolutely awesome. There's nothing really wrong with it, nothing I don't like about it. The screen quality, and you can see there's not much of a glare. It's absolutely amazing as far as clarity, as far as the sun beating in here and not being able to see. You can see great. This head unit is my flagship head unit. I sell more 5000s. Probably 90% of my sales on head units are 5000s. I sold 2 years ago, probably was close to about 7 to 10 5000s a week. I don't know what everybody else sells, but to me that seems like a lot. So this is a great head unit for me, for my company, for my customers. and I don't have any come back. I have everybody say great things about them when they leave here, especially with the Bluetooth and the connectivity. It's great. I have no complaints. The only thing that I would prefer to change, which I don't know if you can even do, is when you're on tuner, is this. Or if you go back to home and you go to Bluetooth, is this. I wish that I could change the time to be a little bigger, because it's super hard to see in this car being that far away. But that's my only complaint. It's just a tiny ass little complaint, nothing big. But if you're looking for something, you know, especially that has Bluetooth, that has Android Auto, that has Apple CarPlay, that has dual USB, has rear cam input, this is the head unit for you, especially if you want to go with the full 7-inch. I would definitely recommend this head unit. It is going to be one of the best head units that you can go with, especially for the price point. For the price, you definitely cannot beat it. So I highly recommend this head unit. This is probably one of my favorite head units, which is why I put it in my demo and my personal vehicle. I recommend this head unit out of any other head unit I sell more than basically Kenwood, Pioneer, JBC. This is the head unit that I actually recommend to every customer that walks in the store. Now, if they can't afford this, I do step them down to like the XAV1000, or, you know, back then it was the XAV100, but this is the head unit I try to get them into. You know, the only reason I would go to a 7000 is because it's high powered, or the new 5500 if they're looking to change the background or things like that. But other than that, this head unit is absolutely the way to go. It does have front, rear, and sub outputs as well. I just want to let people know that, and we'll kind of show you the back of the radio and, you know, all the different features as well. But in my review, I would rate this head unit a 9.5 or a 10 out of 10. It's absolutely worth every penny that you pay for it, and by far, as far as longevity, I don't have any comeback. So there's nothing bad I can say about this head unit, and I hope that everybody else that's purchased one or is planning on purchasing one has just as great luck with these as I have. Thank you very much.